Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes. Aussie bourbon lovers sharing bourbon with Australia.
Another screw top.
This is so boring when we were screw top.
We don't get a cool pop.
The most exciting timpani ping pong bong noise. That was so exciting, and then every time it sounds like you're opening a. I don't know.
Oh, it's just a different noise, Dave.
It's not as much fun. What are we having, H?
We're having an Old Forester tonight, and we're having it in a special little Kentucky Bourbon Festival glass.
KYBF.
Yeah, and because if you're listening to this, whenever you're listening to this, we're in Kentucky.
Cheers. Oh, what a ting. That was
great ting from our little
festival
festival glasses.
Old Forester 100 proof. So not the, normal one. And in Australia, Old Forester 100 proof is like a thing. Because I think
it's easy
we
to
don't
buy.
have it.
Or not.
You need to get it online, definitely.
Oh. Well,
you say it's easy to come by like you do the shopping. You don't do any of the shopping.
It's easy for Dave to come by. No, as in, can you buy Old Forester from Dan's? No. You have to buy it online.
Well, you might find a special Dan's that has it, but
okay.
No. But you can find these bottles online, and I did find these for quite a good price, and was very pleased to get my hands on that. They're good. But tell me, H, why are we having the first bottle of bourbon, Old Forester 100 proof? Why are we doing that?
We're having that, and we're having it in our Bourbon Festival glasses because tonight's episode.
Wait, I'm going to interrupt you.
Oh no.
I've been thinking a bit. So we never drink out of a wee Glencairn, which is what these are. These are these. It's like a mini Glencairn. We never drink out of them. Well,
your festival tasting glass.
It's a festival tasting glass, right? They give you one as you walk in to KBF and lots of other festivals. But I have been thinking about this, that I was dreading, not dreading, but like not looking forward to tasting bourbon at KBF in a little glass.
Teeny tiny glass.
Because they're so little, and I really want to get a big glass and swoosh around. We've got these lovely Denver and Liley ones that we use a normal size Glencairn or whatever, that thing. And so I was like, oh, I'm worried about the amount of flavour. But nosing this, I love an Old Forester, but goody gumdrops, this is delightful.
Just because it's a tiny glass doesn't mean it's tiny flavour.
And shove your nose right in, or as much of your nose as you can get in there, in my case. So tell me, H, why are we – it's taken us 2 minutes and 20 seconds to get this. Why are we drinking Old Forester?
I wanted to discuss the top five things that we love or have experienced about going to Kentucky, just in case any of our listeners have the privilege of getting to Kentucky or, want to put on their bucket list going to Kentucky. What would you consider our top 5 memories or experiences that people have to go and do while they're in Kentucky?
Well, if you're listening to this, you have to go and drink lots of bourbon and try lots of things and all the bourbon things, right? I think it doesn't really matter what time of year you're there. It doesn't matter how you like to drink it, if you prefer cocktails or neat or on the rocks.
There's so many great distilleries.
Go and experience some stuff.
Yeah. So which specific things are top of your list?
Old Forester is such a good one because if I think a few times we've talked about this idea of if you only have a small amount of time in Kentucky, you got to go do one. It's very hard to make the decision. But the Old Forester experience is pretty cool because they kind of have brought coopering, distilling, tasting, a shop, everything into that one premises on Whiskey Row. So that's pretty cool. And there's some other really good ones on Whiskey Row as well, but that's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, it's like head to Louisville, in other words. Head to Louisville, go to Old Forester. There's lots more opening now on Whiskey Row. I know Green River and Pursuit and obviously Michter's is there and Angel's Envy.
Town's open, of course.
It's endless list, but
Michter's.
It's just all on the one street. So definitely that's a great place to start. Yeah.
And the Louisville Slugger Museum's there as well.
Yeah. So head to Whiskey Row. That's a recommendation number one.
If you were for some reason stuck in Louisville and you couldn't get out to the other distilleries, you'd have a great time still.
Yeah.
Monks Road's there.
Yeah. Start at one end of the street and go. And is it White Rabbit? No.
Rabbit Hole is kind of, that's Nulu. Yeah. But if you go out there, then you can go out past there's Heaven's Doors out there as well.
Yes. So many good places. So basically head to Louisville and go down Whiskey Row. That'll start your bucket list off.
And get one of those bird scooters. How good's that? It's like a lime scooter in Melbourne, but the bird scooter, or you can get lime scooters as well, but jump on
make sure it has a mud guard on it because
you can get splashed.
Flying along the street and came out all wet. But probably, Whiskey Row. Another one I'd say is if you get the chance to head out to the distilleries, obviously one of our favourites, Makers, is a great distillery to go to.
Maker's Mark in Loretto, Kentucky.
Yep.
Star Hill Farm.
I know. It's awesome. But I think it's a really cool experience because you can go on your like standard distillery tour, which is wonderful. But they have lots of great other stuff now as well. Like there's bushwalks and experiencing the farm, and there's a yoga session, and like a lot of different things we can experience more than just drinking bourbon, which, you know.
And, you know, I reckon there's probably a pretty good chance that whoever you're going with, unless you're travelling for work like I do, you're probably going to travel with someone who maybe doesn't love bourbon the way that you do.
Yeah.
Like we're pretty lucky and unique that we
both
love
enjoy
it.
bourbon.
But you probably have to drag someone along to a tour or a tasting.
Yeah.
They're bloody
or a
interesting.
designated driver. You know, they can go do the yoga session or the bushwalk, and you can go and do a tasting.
Yeah, but the tastings are interesting, and they really do tailor them to everyone and anyone. So they're great fun and well worth kind of experiencing, I think.
Yeah.
The tastings are awesome. They guide you through it. The tours are, I think, so interesting and good fun.
Yeah.
And there's often, some activities and stuff as well.
But yeah, like pick your favourite bourbon and find out where the distillery is in Kentucky and visit it. That would be my second recommendation.
And so the idea of this is memories, right? Like your favourite kind of moments. Because we were at Maker's Mark and you wrote something down here that you...
Maker's Mark, I got to go and try the restaurant because they have the most incredible cornbread I've ever eaten. The first year we went, I was like, I didn't realise cornbread was this good. But I've come to realise that cornbread isn't that good except for there. It was amazing. I've been hunting. I try cornbread at every other place I go to now to see if it's quite as good as there. And I think I've come across some really
Is it called
good
griddle cornbread or something like that? Like it's a real thing. A lot of butter.
It was
real
delicious.
crispy on the outside.
It was really delicious.
Piping hot, crispy. Oh, it's good.
So order some cornbread at Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark for sure. I think it's called Star Hill Farm Provisions, that little restaurant. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're there in September, and this is the first reason we ever went to Kentucky, is highly recommend hitting up Bourbon and Beyond, the music festival.
So in the last year, it won the world's best music festival, actually. So which is...
That doesn't surprise me because it was really great.
We had pretty big music festivals.
Yeah, we went because we had some muso friends heading over and we were going to America and we're like, let's all meet up at Bourbon and Beyond. And we were like, oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, the lineups are always excellent.
Yeah, and it's just like double stage, so you're never kind of waiting for an act to come on. There's lots of great food, lots of bourbon, lots of like a really great mix of people. And really, I love that, yes, there's some really well-known musos up there that you might be busting to go and see, but they also put in lots of new ones because we've made some really great discoveries. Yeah,
and actually, now you're saying that, I was singing along with all the windows up on my drive home from work tonight to one of the bands we discovered there. So you're right. It's a really cool place to hear from artists who you might not have heard of before.
Or might not otherwise listen to, or,
Yeah, I think that's true of all music festivals.
I attribute Bourbon and Beyond to my healing of country music, Yeah.
Righto. Yeah. There is some country music there if you're not big fans of that. Just brace yourself for that. The other thing that is when you're in Kentucky, one of our favourite things, or, we often talk about it, is to get to the distilleries, which when you're kind of, depending on what you want to pick, there's the great kind of resource of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. So you can see where all the stuff is and you can see that they're spread out, or you can hit a little region and go to a few. But because they're relatively spread out, you do drive through quite a bit of the state, or you can.
It's beautiful.
And it's pretty beautiful and it's quite stunning. And there's
if you can time it right, between sunset or sunrise, and you're driving along the road and there's just cornfields and a beautiful sky.
If you're driving to a distillery at sunrise, what are you having for breakfast? I love it. I love the idea.
We got off the aeroplane and we were driving across the countryside in Kentucky and the sun was coming up and it was just beautiful across the cornfields.
We weren't on our way to a distillery. It's like full disclosure.
We were on our way to our accommodation after we got off the aeroplane.
Yeah. And then, of course, if you can time it right and you do have some flexibility with the schedule, then we recommend you go to the best steak sandwich in all of Bardstown.
The St. Joseph's
You've heard us bang on about it.
At the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. So get yourself a ticket to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival if you enjoy bourbon, because the people you'll meet and the bourbons you'll taste, and I love just relaxed, friendly.
If you haven't heard us talk about it before, can you paint the picture quickly, H? What is the Kentucky Bourbon Festival?
It's a festival. You walk in, beautiful lawns, lots of stalls, lots of games. Like you can go and play games. You can get your little tiny glass at the gate and you can walk up to any distillery and chat to the people there, hear their stories, taste their bourbons, get yourself some food. There's some great, there's a stage that we can listen to really clever people, unlike us who pretend we know what we're talking about.
Well, we don't pretend we know what we're talking about. They actually know what they're talking about.
They actually know what they're talking about, and you can learn all kinds of different things in the world of distilling and, what's happening. And they have art and craft stuff there, people who paint. It's just really like fabulous 3 days.
And the reason we're talking about all this is that we're on our way there as you're listening to this. And we are rather excited about it. So the next time you'll hear from us, we'll probably be wrapping up our experience at KBF. And we're jolly excited to be going. And we're very excited to be taking you along as well. Yeah. If you happen to be listening to this as it gets released, jump on the socials and follow along with our experience because it's going to be lots of fun. And whip out your favourite bourbons and taste along with us because we're going to have a jolly good time, just like this delicious Old Foe 100 proof. But there's lots of other ones too because that's what the Kentucky Bourbon Festival is all about.
Yeah. So come with us to Kentucky.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.